new dawn, a new beginning. Season 3 of TVZ's Band Baajaa Bride. We are back. And Ambika, Bharat and me have quite a task on our hands. This year, we've received over 8,000 applications from brides across the world, from different caste and creed and diverse economic backgrounds. Today, the three of us are in Ahmedabad to celebrate the wedding of our very first bride. A few hours to go for the wedding, and I can't help but think about our first meeting in Mumbai.
Sabya and I are having tea at the famous Rajput suite of the Taj Mahal Hotel in Colaba, Mumbai. Now we're waiting for our hero, Deesha Sanghvi, the very first bride of season 3 of TVZ's Band Baajaa Bride.
I wrote to Band Baajaa Bride because I wanted a platform to voice my story. I wanted to reach to those million people seeing me through this show. I want to tell them that life has not been easy to me. I've never stopped dreaming. A person is not unsuccessful or a failure if he falls down. So stand up, be positive, and please don't stop dreaming. That is where your life will take you someday. There's a beautiful tomorrow awaiting you. Just be right there.
How are you?
Absolutely fine.
Come.
You.
Hi, sweetie. Welcome to Band Baajaa Bride.
Thank you.
We're so excited to see you. Come.
So am I.
So, I just wanted to tell you that I've been reading your backstory, and can you just tell us where it started, how it all happened?
We had a beautiful life in Ahmedabad. Me, my dad, my brother. Dad was full of life. It was 7th of April 1997. We decided to go to our worship place Srinathji for darshan. We didn't know where the journey was heading us. We were on our way, approaching Udaipur. Before that, the massive accident happened. Just before the accident, I saw a bus approaching us. And my dad just tried saving us in every possible way he could, but the car just dashed. I lost my dad, my younger brother, and my grandmom there and then. It was me and mom who survived off. It was massive. I fractured both my legs, both my hands. I had a C2, C3. I had a broken elbow. My forehead was torn. A lot of injuries. I've come back from death, is what the doctors told me. I was announced dead. I was covered with a cloth over my head. My hand was out of the cloth, and her intern sister doing her internship there in the hospital saw my hand moving. God sent angels. She came to me, pumped me back to life. That is how I survived, and I am here today. We were brought to Ahmedabad in 5 ambulances. There were 3 dead bodies following us. Mom was in another ambulance and I was in another one. The doctors figured out I had all open fractures. The infection was building up quite high. The only decision they could take at that point in time was to amputate my legs. You know, when a doctor at the age of 13 tells you that you'll have to ampute both your legs and stuff, you get a shock of your life. When they decided to ampute, my bua, who really loves me a lot, is my second mom. She told the doctors, can't we wait for 2 days? Just let us see in case an injection reacts on her, what we've been following all these days. She forced, she insisted, and that is what the doctors did. God's belief, whatever it was, it helped. My infection showed a little control and the doctor stopped the procedure.
So from then it was all okay? You didn't go through any sort of a problem later on?
I've undergone more than 100 surgeries on paper. Whenever there's a surgery.
100 surgeries.
Yeah. I lost 2.5 inches of my height on my left leg. I was able to walk with the help of a sole in my left leg. People used to look at my leg, think, why is it so awkward? That made me feel awkward too. There was a time when you're 13, 14, 15, I had friends, wonderful friends who supported me all through, used to come home, but looking at their legs, looking them dressed, I felt bad.
How did you cope up with it mentally?
I don't know. Might be the God gives you the strength at that point in time.
As I was listening to Deesha narrate her story, I couldn't help but keep looking at her mother. I kept wondering, not only is Deesha the hero of our story, but so is her mother. You were 33, you lost your husband, you lost your son, and you had to look after your daughter. What do you think gave you the strength to do it?
I don't know कहाँ से वो strength आ गई मेरे के अंदर. एक्सीडेंट में मेरे हस्बैंड और मेरे बेटे की डेट के बाद हालात ने मुझे रोने का भी टाइम नहीं दिया. बस तब मेरे सामने सिर्फ दिशा थी. दिशा इतनी बुरी तरह से इंजर्ड थी कि मुझे बस सिर्फ दिशा को खड़ा करना था.
I want to ask you a question. Why Band Baajaa Bride?
I'll tell you, Sabya, all this 15 years, one question that I've asked my God is why me? Today, when I'm here, I know all my why me's are answered. It's not just me being for my grand wedding. It's one message that I want to give to everybody out who is seeing me. Never think it's the end of your life. There's always something lined up for you. You can never get anything before it's destined. Time shows it all.
I will tell you something. You are not just our hero. I think you would be the hero of the entire nation, because I haven't met someone like you. Someone who has such an incredible story. And hats off to you. And hats off to your mother. Auntie, I also want to tell you something. Both for you and your Bua, who stopped your amputation from happening. I want to give you both beautiful Sabyasachi sarees to wear for the wedding.
Thank you very much.
Sabyasachi, what do I tell you about him? He's such a humble and a giving person. Not only did he make me and my mom feel special, but also Karan when he joined in.
Hi!
Very nice to see you.
Karan, so nice to meet you. Please sit.
Me and Karan were doing some male bonding on the stairs.
Nice. So Karan, you're going to be bombarded with questions. My first question to you is, initially how did you kind of get to know each other?
Through a common friend, like my childhood friend is her cousin. We met through her. And then there was not too much of personally meeting each other since she was in Ahmedabad and I was in Bombay. But yes, we were on regular touch and there was occasions when we could speak a lot.
And nothing about her, all her insecurities, nothing bothered you?
Actually, see, I always feel that everyone carries their own baggage. I mean, everyone comes into a relationship with their own baggage. Maybe I had mine and she had hers. Just because hers was something physical, it didn't really matter. Maybe I fell in love with her before I even looked at her. I mean, over all the conversations we had. So yeah, no, it didn't really matter.
If Deesha won me over, Karan Gandhi, her fiancé, was no less. What an exceptional man. When I looked at him for the first time, my first impressions were he was such a kid. But when you hear him talk, you realize this is not just a kid. He's a guy who's responsible, who's charming, who's witty, yet at the same time, who's a guy who's very, very grown up. I want to tell you something. Did you ever think, how is your life going to be 20 years from now? Do you know that you're getting into something that might be complicated later?
Yes.
Did you ever discuss that?
Yes, a lot.
Did you ever tell him that you should not marry me?
I did.
Why did you do that?
I'll tell you, there are small things. Like I said, we're staying with the family. There are guests who come. I have a stick in one hand. I wouldn't be able to take a tray of water and give them.
What did he say?
We'll keep a dispenser in the hall. I said I would not be able to carry the baby everywhere.
Right.
He very much said, I'll do that.
Is she the love of your life?
Yeah, she is.
And is he the love of your life?
Completely.
Can I take your permission and ask your husband to be how he wishes to see you at the wedding? Do you have an idea in your mind how you want to see her? Any color?
Color-wise, yeah, red. Because I mean, I've seen her in reds. She looks really beautiful.
She looks fabulous, doesn't she? Is that what you want to do with your lehenga?
I do.
Do you want to dress up for him? I'm
Yeah.
sure. How can you not rise up to the occasion when you meet someone like Karan Gandhi, who's completely changed, transformed, and uplifted Deesha's life? So I decided to do something very, very special for him. I want to tell you something, that I am going to speak to Dr. Alka Nishar, who runs Aza Fashion, and I'm going to make sure that you have the most beautiful Sabyasachi Sherwani. And coming back to you, ma'am, I have to tell you something, that I had actually made something for you in the factory because time was very limited. But it doesn't matter. All my 40 assistants are going to push themselves and make something very special for you, and you just have to trust in me.
All yours.
Red and gold.
All yours.
Can I have a high five? A beautiful story should never be kept to yourself. And I'm dying to go back to Calcutta to share this with my assistants so that all of us can participate in making a beautiful lehenga for Deesha. And I know that my assistants and my karigars will do their best, because this, for me, is the love story of a lifetime.